So there's several reasons why we upgraded our kitchen. So the first reason was when we bought the house, we loved the house, but the kitchen was definitely the part of the house that we knew we wanted to update at some point. It was something where we didn't want to do that immediately after buying the house, but it was our first major project. One of the things about the kitchen that we did not like before was that the refrigerator was in the back corner, and it had a tiny space to try and fit between the refrigerator and the counter to get to some of the cabinets. So and the next part that we didn't like was over the kitchen sink there was a microwave, and so with me being tall, trying to wash dishes underneath the microwave was not a very ergonomically a good position for me. So with that and a couple of other design things that my wife in particular did not like as much, we knew we wanted to update that kitchen. So my wife deserves the credit. So she was researching quite a few different companies that would do the remodel. We were looking in particular for companies that had good reviews, that and had the specifics that we were looking for with the detail-oriented, that they did a good job with keeping things clean around the house as they were doing the project. So we had looked up a handful of different companies. Of course, we got multiple quotes and wanted to get a competitive price in addition to the quality of the project. So once we got several different designs, we were paying attention to how they approached any sort of design issues that we might have with our layout in particular, because we knew that there were several things that we wanted to include in our design, and it was important to us that it was done well. And so, Matt's design incorporated the solutions to the problem that we were sure were going to be a good fix for those issues. And then, of course, the quote had a competitive price that we were obviously wanting to see as well. The design was absolutely a work in progress as we got quotes and we saw different ideas. My wife also came into the project with quite a few ideas. I had a few ideas myself, but it was something that as we had Matt's ideas and we saw how that was going to look in our kitchen, we also developed additional parts of the project that were going to be important to us. For example, our floor was a vinyl floor, and once we heard the different options, we were deciding whether we wanted to go with a hardwood floor, but then we weren't sure how we were going to match the hardwood floor. So it was my wife's idea to do a herringbone pattern, but then Matt told us how that could be incorporated with the wood floor that we already had, to use the existing wood floor in the other areas and then refinish the entire floor so that it matched. So that was one aspect that we were really glad to have a solution that we liked, both the design and then also the function. The construction process was great. Honestly, Avi was our person that worked every day for us, and he was absolutely incredible, both from a standpoint of listening to what we wanted to make sure that he was able to execute the details. My wife and I are very detail oriented, and so we wanted to be involved with some of those decision processes as we went through the project. And he was communicating to us and telling us each step of the way what was happening next. Also, it was important for us. We have two big dogs and a young child, and so coordinating a major construction project in the house with all of that going on was no easy feat. But Avi made it go as smooth as possible. He was able to set up the shields for the dust, so for making sure that the dust didn't go throughout the other areas of the house. And our house has an open floor plan, so that was something that he really had to engineer a way to keep the dust out of other areas, and he did a great job with that. So the other part that we really liked about Avi was that he was very meticulous with the work that he was doing. It was important to him to do a good job. He wasn't just trying to get the job done and then move on to the next job. He cared that we were happy with the project, and that made a big difference for us. So I would joke and say my favorite part is that the vent that comes up. I feel like it's like a spaceship that elevates out of the island. But the reality is, my favorite part is the openness. So we had a wall that was behind our sink before, and that wall we were able to just completely get rid of. It took a little bit of design work on Matt's end to figure out how to solve some of the problems with getting that wall out. But he was able to do that, and then so now when we look through from one room to the other, we can see the entire lower level. It opens it up. The lighting is so much more impressive with the light coming in from outside, and then also with the lights that they installed. So I really like the open floor plan, seeing everything. We can have breakfast in the breakfast room and see all the way into the area where we sit on the couch, and so it's what's wonderful. We are very happy with the overall result. So when we envisioned this project, it was something that it was hard to really know how it would look at the end. We had designs and we had ideas, but in terms of seeing it in real life and using it, it's been incredible. So my wife in particular is very excited. Of course I am as well. And so I absolutely would recommend BST Design to anyone looking to do a project. In fact, not anytime soon, but in the not too distant future, we're considering redoing our bathroom. So I was asking Matt if he did bathrooms as well. So we would definitely recommend them.